Ready for some cool ideas for defending your Fallout 4 settlement? In this series, we're looking at tactics, structures, electrical systems, and more to help you keep you and your settlers safe for when the enemy comes knocking at your door. What's up, guys? Darkdally here, playing Fallout 4. Today we're continuing the series on defense ideas for your settlement. As you guys know, I'm running immersive gameplay and also Raider Overhaul. Those are the two big main mods that I'm running, which make raids on your settlement pretty intense and make defense definitely a must. And as you guys can see, I have been attacked. There was a super mutant raid on my settlement last night. I'll talk about that in a second. So if you have not seen the rest of this series, I'll have a link to the playlist for this series down in the description below, where you can see everything that went behind building this. And let's see, some things I want to say. Now, these doors here, I showed how to do these doors, and I think it was part 3 of this series. I showed how I built these doors, which invert from one another when you hit the switches. It's great for taking cover and shooting here and getting your back covered there, and then, you know, you can swap over here. I showed these things to you. I've showed them a couple times, so I do want to talk a brief bit about those. Of course, I got my doors here, which you guys have seen if you've seen the series. Now, I showed how to build these with the logic gate and everything, and then a very astute viewer left a comment on one of my videos saying it would be a better idea if these were linked, so that when you open and close this one here, open and closed with it. That way, if I'm firing out here, these two are both automatically closed, so I'm not getting shot through there. I thought that was such a great idea, I went ahead and incorporated it. Now, actually, it was pretty easy. So now when I hit this switch, all of these shutters are going to flip. See those two back ones closed? That way I can't get shot in the back at all while I'm shooting out this. All I did actually was I actually took out the logic gates that were here. Again, I went through that logic gate tutorial in 2 videos ago, I believe. Basically, I just took out those logic gates, took out the switches down here, so the only switches are now here. I just linked this door to this door and this door to this door. I mean, it was that easy. It was a 5-minute job, you know. And I actually alleviated some of my wiring mess here. I dropped several wires and conduits. So it was a really great idea. Thanks for leaving that comment. That's why I always appreciate input from you guys. Now, I did get raided last night. It was about 20 or so super mutants. There was quite a few out there. There's quite a few here. I'll go ahead and put some footage from that up. I did record it. None of them had ranged weapons. I mean, some of them had ranged weapons, but none of them had ammo for it. It was the funniest thing. So I had all these super mutants charging at my windows they all had sledgehammers. So after taking a few down with the rocket launcher from atop my post over here in the farm area, I was able to just come in here and just pick them off through these windows. Yeah, not one of them had any ammo, except now there was one guy with a minigun. Usually when you get raided by super mutants in immersive gameplay, you're usually looking down the barrel of 2 or 3 miniguns, and of course every time the super mutant wielding the minigun dies, another one picks it up, and so it's usually a real big thing. But only one of them had a minigun, and as soon as he dropped it, Sturgis actually picked it up, and that helped. It actually went pretty well, guys. Alright, so out here in the farm, I have finally got my corn planted that I wanted. I just need to get some more perks so I could start making some ammunition. Again, the corn goes into, I believe I said corn starch. It's actually corn flour. In immersive gameplay, you can use corn to make corn flour, and that's an integral ingredient for gunpowder. Likewise, you could also use sugar bombs instead of the corn flour. I think that's kind of a fun way to substitute it. There's some other stuff I want to show you guys for sure in this video. I did not just make this video to show the update on the doors and the fact that I got raided. The settlement did fare very well, by the by. I mean, it was... Oops, I didn't mean to close that. These doors work incredible, flipping these back and forth. One thing I did not account for, though, I did make this window a little low. Oh, there's Sturgis sporting his new minigun that he picked up off that super mutant. These windows did prove to be a little low. Once I got in power armor, let me grab my armor here. This is something I didn't take into consideration, that once you're in power armor, you're just the slightest bit taller. And so I actually had to duck down and look through the windows. Now, that wasn't a huge deal, but as you can see, yeah, I didn't account for the extra height given from power armor. So crouching was fine. Of course, it restricts your mobility a bit, but then all you got to do is just step over here and you're fine, right? So if you guys do something like this, definitely account for, if you ever do any kind of shooting windows, I can't believe I missed that, account for the height of power armor. As long as I'm in my power armor, let's go ahead and travel to another settlement I want to show you. This is kind of really something I want to feature here, and this settlement is coming along very nicely down at Oberland Station. And now, as I said in one of the first couple videos, whenever I make a new settlement, I always make sure it has basic defenses before I really move on and do anything else. That way, if it happens to get raided, I have a place to fast travel to and defend it from. And that's what I've started here at Oberland Station. I made a real nice starter, immersive gameplay-oriented defensive base. Again, if you're running immersive gameplay, or I'd imagine similar mods, like I haven't played Frost or Horizon, but I imagine it's much the same thing. Any of these difficulty increasing mods, things are a lot more dangerous. You're going to want some good basic defense. So here's what I did with the Oberland Station. Let's go ahead and let's actually take a look at this. Would be the best way to do this from outside. All right, so here's what we got here. I started, I forgot. I figured, okay, the easiest way to do it, the best way to do it is to really start with the building that's already there and fortify that. Now here you can see I've done that. I fortified this with fencing around all the windows so that I can, you know, I have some decent shooting points from up there, although there's a lot of this building kind of blocks some angles, but it's a good place. And then from there, it's all fortified down into this little building down here. So let's go down there and check that out. Okay. So this really has everything you need in one small compact package, and there's some really cool doors down there I've designed. I want to show you. You guys know I'm always coming up with cool doors and interesting things with the logic gates, and I have some cool doors down there that I'm going to be using more and more. For starters, up here we have some pretty decent starting points. Okay, we can hop out of this power armor now that I know there's no enemies here. I just wanted to bring it with me. One thing I've not yet found is really a viable way to survive in immersive gameplay without power armor, and that's actually something I'm also working on. It might, yeah, we'll see. I got something coming up. I might be making a mod. I'm not sure on that, but I am looking for a way to survive without power armor. It's pretty hard to, pretty much one shot and you're dead. Anywho, so let's go down here and check this out. Now up here, this is actually, I like this little balcony here that I made. This is all really just tagged together with, you know, wood. A lot of this is made of metal, and the reason is it's harder to build with immersive gameplay. You get a lot of materials from scrapping stuff, but stuff costs a lot of materials to build. And I got to really conserve. I do find it immersive in many ways, and one of those ways is that, yeah, that's why a lot of my places are built out of just crap like this. Also, it just kind of fits the look. Anyway, so we got nice views up here. If you get attacked by ghouls, I have access to the roof of the thing right here. Really easy to go out here and pick off some ghouls or any melee enemies. Now let's go down in here and check it out. This is I really do think this is very efficient, compact. It has everything you need in one little package. I was able to wrap around this tower here. Down here we have this little area. These are the doors that I would like to show you. This is very, very cool right here. This serves a couple different purposes. Then I have a little area here which I'm still working on. I've only just kind of started this. Just wanted to get a start on it. Hope it's not reds blowing in. No, I think it's just normal thunder. Alright, so here's these doors that I have here. Now I have two doors. The reason I have two doors is because it's something I mentioned, I believe it was the previous video of this series. I mentioned that when you get large attacks with lots of guys, they'll try to get through your doors, and they'll start ramming themselves up through your doors, and eventually they will glitch through your doors one by one. They will, you know, it's not a big deal. It's just one here and there. And so here I decided to go ahead and use two doors. The purpose of this, now these are my regular, by the way, these are my regular logic gate doors, which open from either side with a switch. I have a video tutorial on how to make these. If you haven't seen that, there will be a link for that in the description below. As well as, if I didn't mention already, there will also be a link to my list of mods that I'm running on PC. I just use a simple XOR gate and it allows me to open and close this door from either side. So anyway, that's why I have this jail door here. Let's say I'm getting raided by 30 or 40 guys or whatever, you know. I got a nice, very safe feeling protected area down here. There's no shooting points really out through here except save for like this corner piece here. I think you can shoot through that. Yes. So I got a little, one little tiny shooting point there and one little tiny shooting point here. There were gaps in these corners, and I left them because it gives me a small little shooting area. Most of the shooting area is going to be, most of the shooting points are up there. Anyway, so you're very protected down here. Now, so let's say enemies start glitching through that door. You got a perfect spot right here to take them out because you can shoot through this door just fine. So this is a great solution for that. If guys come through, you can sit here and you can pick them off. Likewise, if for instance it's say it's melee enemies, and you can hit them from the roof up there as I showed. Yeah, but another thing you can do, I have this third switch, and I'll show how this is wired up. I have this third switch, which opens that door remotely. So if you want to, say you're fighting melee enemies, or for some other reason you want to open this door, maybe just let a few guys in here so you can pick them off real quick. You can open this, you can control this door through here. Now this is just a parallel circuit that overrides that logic gate. Actually, I'll show you right now how that's wired up. This door is wired up in my usual fashion. This switch here simply has one wire right here, which runs to the generator, and one wire right here, which runs straight to the door conduit. This door, of course, you know, is powered via the mod Power Doors Remote Control and Lock. I've shown that in a few of my previous videos in this series. It's a great mod. Anyway, so this is a great little system. This kind of does three things here. It provides a nice little safety area, so if mobs glitch through, I can still pick them off through this door. It allows me to let some in if I want. Now, this switch here is just an override. That said, this door is already open. I don't think that's going to do anything. So you can't come in here, you can't close it with this switch. It's just a parallel circuit. Since that door is already open, this is not going to do anything. Likewise, if this switch is on and I go to close this door, it's not going to close. So this is just an override switch if you're in here with this door closed. All right, guys, so that's enough there. Now, I guess one more thing I wanted to talk about is don't forget there's the building competition. Let's see what we got. About a week and a half left on that at Hangman's Alley. If you're not clear on that, my recent vlog just a couple of days ago kind of rehashes over the rules on that. We're building at Hangman's Alley. We want to base it on some faction and tie it in with some lore. I've already started on my build. Now, I'm not properly competing in the building competition thing. I just want to do it for fun, and I will be featuring my build. Mine's going to be pretty creative. I have started there at Hangman's Alley, but my progress is a little slow, what with farming all the materials I need. Materials can be a little scarce. All right, guys, so that's kind of an update on the Sanctuary. Thanks again to the viewer who commented for the great idea on just linking those doors together. I came up with this complicated logic gate thing, and then the simplest suggestion really made it much, much better. And then this right here, let's get another view from above. This right here really is a great idea for a little starter base at any settlement. You know, if you're short of materials, if you're just looking for a real kind of immersive feeling, I'd always like to start by fortifying the buildings that are already there. And something like this really gives you everything you need in one small compact package. And these doors, I am a big fan of these doors here, which are down here. There we go. Really psyched about this. I really like this. I might just make a separate video tutorial on this just itself, because this is something that's definitely a good idea for any big attacks. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to let me know what you think in the comments below. Hey, give me more suggestions. You know, as it happens, you guys often help me improve my stuff, and I always appreciate that, guys. Thanks so much for watching. It's been a real pleasure. My name is Darkdally. I will catch you guys next time.